I'm CK. Tonight we've got another little soldering practice kit from China. I'm not sure what this one actually does. I'll put a link in the description if I can figure out which one it is that I bought. That is this one. Got some LEDs, got some chips. We'll put it together, see if it's a good learning kit, and see if it's a little fun in the end. Hope you enjoy the video. So here's the bag, and again, I'm not quite sure what this thing does. A piece of paper. You can weld according to the picture below or solder. It should be noted that there are places marked with positive and negative electrodes on the board. Make sure you do that right. Resistors, and the colors on the resistors are different. Each resistor needs to be connected to that position. Yeah. Good guidance for somebody just starting out, for sure. Let's take the circuit board out and take a look at it. That's the back. Oh, one thing that's kind of funny, you can see it's got a big old 2 AA cell battery holder, which makes this not quite, the power goes here, it looks like 3 to 5 volts goes in there. I might have gone with a pair of 2032 button cells, made it all one piece, because this is going to be kind of unwieldy having that, but that's okay. Let's see, all the component values are on the board, and we've got LEDs with good indication of where the cathode is. Then we've got some other things. We've got a 555 timer chip, a couple of electrolytic capacitors, a disc cap, looks like a transistor, the resistors needed for various things, CD 4117, I believe that's a decade counter. So, and again, this is off the top of my head, as the timer counts up and triggers this, each pulse is going to count and turn on the LEDs. I have to see, what do we have here? Okay, so the outputs from the decade counter, each one is going to an individual LED. It doesn't look like they're oh, this one, let me see where this is going. Oh no, that's power. So looks like each LED gets one output from the decade counter. And then here we've got an SW2000, which I believe is a switch. In fact, I think we just had a kit with one of these in it a while ago. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little, let me get my microphone off, get it close to it. I don't know if you could hear that, but this is a little motion detecting switch. It's got a little captive ball in there, metal ball in there, and as it moves, the ball moves and contacts, 2 metal contacts in there, makes or break a connection. Looks pretty straightforward. We'll see how the board handles solder. We'll put her all together and plug it in with batteries, again with the battery box kind of hanging out on the side. So we'll get the soldering iron heated up and get this thing going. We'll put the resistors on first, as is typical. Got 4 of them, and they're all, there's 2 470K, 1 470, and 1 10K. So let's put the 10K on first, because I wanna. And it's the one that doesn't have the yellow stripe at the end, because this starts with a 1, so it's got a brown stripe at the end. So let's see how not at the end as the first value. Let's see how this board takes solder. It's not through-hole plated. It's not that level of quality, but it took solder just fine. Now I'll put the other 3 on. Nothing much more to say about that. So enjoy a very quick resistor time tonight. Quick and easy. Now we'll put the sockets on the board. Interesting, a lot of kits at this price level and function level don't use sockets. They just have you solder the chips directly onto the board because it doesn't much matter. I mean, you're never gonna resocket or replace any of these chips. So that's because the pins were a little bent. That's not going anywhere. So I'll just go ahead and not worry about holding it onto the board. Just do one leg. Now double check, make sure it's flat. Yep, it's flat. Get the other one. And its legs are a little snaggly also, so we use our needle nose to get them back into some semblance of alignment by a little careful manipulation. I'll put that in there. And that one, because the legs are all bent, also goes in very well. So we'll solder up all these legs. Quick and easy. We won't put the chips in yet because they're still working with various components. So we don't want to damage the chips. Switch clicks in really well. We'll put the decoupling cap in over here. And these are one's 47 microfarad, the other is 10 microfarad. So the 47 goes here. Again, polarity matters for your electrolytics. Should be the 10 micro. It is. Long leg is positive. There's a plus sign on the board, as well as the negative side being shaded, which is not always true, but it's pretty standard. Here's a little transistor, goes in here. And we may as well put the switch on the board also. Switch is not polarized. Again, it's just got a little ball running around inside it to make or break contact. And now we'll solder these guys in. Next will be all the LEDs. I'm going to save the battery for last. I guess I can do this the way they show it. I don't have to. You can put the colors in any way you want. There's that. Now we'll go ahead and solder the battery box on. And we'll put the chips in. Okay, now we're ready to get some batteries and put this thing to the test. Here we go. Now we've got yellow LED lit up instead of the green LED lit up. I'm going to turn the big overhead off because. Okay, so we've got the yellow LED lit up. Press the button. Nothing happens. Give it a shake. Nothing happens. Press and hold the button. Nothing happens. Shake this more. I can hear the ball rattling. Nothing's happening. Let me push that and shake that, and nothing is happening. So nothing's happening. Pull the battery out again for a sec. If I plug it in, another LED. No, same LED's lighting up. Yep. We do just have that white one, and now the green one is up. I'm not sure what this thing is supposed to be doing, but I am going to do one other thing. I'm going to turn the light back on so I can see what I'm doing. It's as if not getting a counting signal. I'm getting a steady voltage. I'm not getting a pulse. Getting 2.7 volts there, which is fine. I'm not getting any variance. Let me make sure. Oh, yeah, up. Well, just like in Captain Marvel, well, that did something. Do it again. Well, it killed it. Oh, because the battery popped out. And I can hear my water heater clicking, thinking it might come on. Okay, we've got one LED again. And there goes my water heater. Well, I can't figure this out. So I'll spend a little more time with it, or maybe not. And I'll let you know what happens. I'll admit it, I don't know what's going on with this goofy device. As you can see, I did a couple of things. I took the sockets out and just connected the chips directly to the board because I thought maybe something was going on there, maybe a lack of connection. I also am using little DC power supply instead of batteries so that I don't have to worry about running the batteries down. Now, as you can see, if I press, I'll turn this light off again. If I press, it lights up. I guess that's tilting the switch and it lights up. The button doesn't seem to do anything. But if I press in a different direction, well, it worked before. Again, it seems to be that switch is doing something or other, but I don't know what. And if I shake it a little bit, now it's not doing anything again. Golly gosh, did I knock the power leads loose? Don't think so. Press the button again. Oh, I also jumped that little switch for a little while. That's why the green wires are there. I cut it when I figured that wasn't doing anything. Now, golly gosh, I'm going to disconnect the power it back up again. Now we've got the green light going. If I press between 4 and 5, if I press between 2 and 3, if I press between 9 and 10, even though it only makes sense, see, this is just wacky. So that's what this kind of, sort of, now it's back to green again. kind of sort of does. I don't know what it's really supposed to do, because it didn't have any instructions. So that's it. I'm going to stop fussing with it. I might draw up a schematic later if I really feel like it, but I don't think I will. So this is not a worthwhile kit, obviously, since it doesn't even tell you what the darn thing is supposed to do when you get it running. It makes it harder to understand. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Not all of them actually work. I went back to my Amazon order history and was able to find the order, went to the product page, which I'm not going to link in this video, and read 2 reviews, and there are only 2 reviews, and both of them said the 555 timers that came with this device were flawed, probably counterfeit, and quality control is pretty bad. One person had to go back and forth 3 times before they got a 555 that worked. And since I've now soldered this to the board, I'm not going to try it with another 555 chip. It's not worth it to me. So that's it. Sometimes they don't work. And I hope you enjoyed the video.